It had been a couple of cracking days in BA, but we set the alarms early, got up and made a beeline for the port as we'd be heading to a new country for the day. Argentina sits across from Uruguay, and the capitals of both countries are separated by a stretch of water known as Rio de la Plata, or River Plate in English. We took a ferry with a company called Buque Bus from Buenos Aires to Montevideo, and after checking in we put on our complimentary shoe covers which protected the ship's carpeted floors and took our seats. On the boat they had a duty-free store, and although I wasn't buying anything, I thought I'd have a nosy. I have to say, they're brave to have all this alcohol on shelves because the vibrations of the ferry were causing the bottles to seriously shake. Eventually, we arrived in Montevideo and headed straight out as we passed immigration when leaving Argentina. The first thing I did when we got there was to get some Uruguayan pesos from the exchange kiosk just outside the entrance to the ferry terminal. Now that we had some walking around money, it was time to head into the city centre and start our day of exploring. We got there rather early, and when we arrived none of the major attractions, shops and restaurants were open yet, so we decided to go for a walk and take in some of Montevideo's stunning street art, and there was plenty of it. Before continuing onto the waterfront on this fine day, taking in views of the Atlantic and Argentina which sat across the water. Continuing on, we headed to Independence Square, which separates the city's Old Town and Downtown districts. Here you'll find Estevez Palace and Executive Tower where the president works, and a 56-foot statue of Jose Gervasio Artigas, Uruguay's national hero. There's also Teatro Solis a block over, the country's oldest theatre, but it was shut when we were there and so we didn't get to go inside. One of the best reasons to visit Uruguay is the food, and if you're a meat eater, you'll be in heaven. We went for lunch at Mercado del Puerto, an indoor food market with various stalls and restaurants to choose from. We pulled up a seat at Cabana Veronica and tried a few different meats such as chorizo and lamb, and oh my word was it insane. I want to go back to Uruguay at some point just for the food. With full bellies, we made the 3-kilometre walk up to the Legislative Palace, the grand marble building where Uruguayan Parliament meets. Alongside the market, this is something I'd class as a must-do in Montevideo, and we went on one of the English guided tours that take place twice a day from Monday to Friday. The building and its rooms were stunning, and our guide was magnificent, giving us great insight into the functions of the palace and the history of both the building and Uruguay. The day was drawing to a close, so we headed back in the direction of the port and picked up some souvenirs and stopped off for a drink along the way. Then, as we were waiting for our ferry, I spotted this cruise ship sailing out named Viking Jupiter. 3 months before that, I had actually seen the ship when I was on a work trip in Bergen, and here we were, reunited once more on the other side of the Atlantic in Montevideo. I know it's not that crazy a story, but I just think it's amazing the way I saw the ship in 2 continents 3 months apart, and I had no idea where it was going to be docked, where it was going to. Just by chance, we happened to be in the same place at the same time. We eventually embarked the ferry once more and took our seats, drifting off on our journey back to Buenos Aires. To see what we got up to next, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when the next South America vlog goes live. As usual, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.